Hi folks, this is the next video for Year 1 Pure, still on the binomial 8D. Yeah, so this is where we need to be a bit cleverer and pick out specific terms. Now, we know that a plus b to the n is a to the n plus nc1, a to the n minus 1b, etc, etc. We're given this. And the thing to notice is that the power of b, the b term, is always the same as this term down here. Okay, so if I want, in example 6, if I want the coefficient of x to the 4 in 2 plus 3x to the 10, well, I just want the term where I'd get x to the 4. So this term, the 3x, would be raised to the power of 4. So I'd say that 2 plus 3x to the 10 would be such and such and such and such. The term I'm interested in, well, it would be 3x to the 4. Now remember that my powers always add to the n, so it must be 2 to the 6 because they need to add to 10, and it would be 10c4. So that's the term that I'm interested in. 210 times by 64 multiplied by 81 x to the 4 is 1,088,640 x to the 4. So the coefficient of x to the 4 is 1,088,640. So that's straightforward enough, I think. In part B, I want the coefficient of x cubed in this expansion. And again, I just need to think about, well, how am I going to get x cubed out of this? I'm going to get it from the x times by the x squared term, and I'm going to get it from 2 times by the x cubed term. So remember what this means. This means expand it out, multiply through by 2, multiply through by x. So I actually need the squared and the cubic term for my binomial expansion, and then I'm going to multiply the cubic term by 2, and the square term by x. So let's expand this out first. Remember, I only need the squared term and the cubic term, so it's going to be minus 2x squared, which means it will be 3 to the 5, and it'll be 7c2. So that's my square term, and my cubic term is the next term. Blah, 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 blah. Get my calculator. It's going to be positive because my negative term is squared. So 7c2 times by 3 to the 5 times by 2 squared. 20412x squared plus, this is going to be a negative term, excuse me, minus 7c3 multiplied by 3 to the 4 multiplied by minus 8 minus 22680 x cubed plus da da da. So I multiply by 2 plus x times by 20412x squared minus 22680 80x cubed. Now I only care about the x cubed terms, so I can forget about multiplying, get my x squared term. So I'm going to get dot 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 plus 20412 x cubed, and my x cubed term will multiply by 2, let's double that, minus 45360 x cubed. I don't care about the rest of it, so in total that's minus 24,948 x cubed. Now I don't care about the other terms, so I'm not saying that's the only expansion, but the coefficient of x cubed is minus 24,948. So that's what I mean by just being a little bit cleverer, not doing more work than we need to, just picking out the terms that I want. Nothing to stop me doing the whole expansion of this and getting all 8 terms, and then multiplying the whole thing by 2 plus x, and then just picking out the x cubed terms. But that's a waste of effort, and that's the whole point of this exercise, just picking out the individual terms. Example 7. They give us a function plus kx to the 10. They tell us that the coefficient of x cubed is 15. Okay, so 1 plus kx to the 10. The term I want my b term to be cubed, so it equals something 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 plus, it's got to be kx cubed, which means it's got to be 1 to the 7, which of course is 1, but I'll put it anyway, and then 10c3, because remember those powers are always the same. 10c3, no idea. 10c3, so 120 k cubed x cubed, and of course that equals 15x cubed. So 120k cubed equals 15. K cubed is an eighth, which means k must be a half. Any more exercise? Oh yeah, there is one more example. Example 8, write down the first 3 terms. Okay, well let's do that first of all. Example 8, 1 plus qx to the 8 is 1 to the 8 plus 1 to the 7, 8c1 times 1 to the 7 times qx plus 8c2 times 1 to the 6 times qx squared, da 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 da. That's the first 3 terms. Let's simplify that. 1 plus 8qx plus, don't know what 8c2 is, 28 q squared x squared. I can feel a quadratic coming on. Given that in the expansion the coefficient of x is minus r and the coefficient of x squared is 7r, find the value of q and the value of r. Well, let's try that again. Given that in the expansion the coefficient of x is minus r and the coefficient of x squared equals 7r, find the value of q and the value of r. Okay, so solve these simultaneously. Well, equation number 2, first I'll divide both sides by 7, and then I'll sub that r into equation number 1. So let's call him equation number 3. Sub equation number 3 into equation number 1 gives me 8q equals minus 4q squared. Yeah, so we've got a quadratic. 4q squared plus 8q equals 0. Take out my 4q. Q plus 2. Well, it does say for part A, Q is a non-zero constant, so Q equals 0 is not the solution I want. I did just have to have a quick look at the question to check that, which means Q must be minus 2, and if Q is minus 2, R is 16. Okay, I've got at 8D. Enjoy it. Let me know if you need anything.